like early morning I started, right? Like 4 o'clock when I'm still sleeping, I start thinking, what I'm going to teach this morning. Okay, guys. So HTML, CSS, right? Okay, let's talk about the import. What I would do first, I'm gonna add the template here. Why not? Oh, HTML. So this is the template for writing HTML document, correct? I'll just change the title always. Just give the proper title, right? The first thing always, maybe you're thinking, what HTML element I should use, correct? That is the first question. You see the website, oh, there is heading section, the body section, footer section, all that, right? Section means the box. Section is what? Head section, body section, footer section. Even in each section, there might be the different section, right? Inside. Everything is section, okay? Everything is a box, correct? So first I will do, let's write it here, right? Important HTML tags, okay? Or elements, right? Let's call it tags. What are they? H1. I will just put H1, H2, and S3, right? I think you don't use 4, 5, 6. There is until 6, but let's keep it up to S3, correct? Then paragraph, always. Then the list, you have the list item, right? The list of fruits, the list of restaurant, the list of recipe, you're gonna cook, you're gonna bake something, right? You need the list of item to bake the bakery. Flour, maybe milk, sugar, whatever, right? Cheese, butter, okay, before you make a dough. So the list of items. So for that, what you need? UL, right? List means UL, that is on order list, and OL for order list. And in that one, you put just the item, right? List item. Clear? Now you have a tag for the link and image tag for the image, right? So these are the tags you're gonna need 98% of the time to put a content in the page, correct? Content, right? The things you're gonna display, the things which will be display in the website. These are the tag to use. Okay, we can put a span tag also, right? I think sometimes if there is something inline, you want to change, you're going to use a span, right? Just to, like just grab the portion of the content and apply some style, right? So you just use a span. The next tag will be for box, right? So for section, okay, or creating a box. What are the tag for that? I can call it here for content. I mean, it will be easy to remember, right? If you just put it like that. For section, the div, right, which has no meaning, just div to make a section. Now we have a header, semantic one, okay? It has a special meaning. This header is used for top section, right? Then main for the main section, and footer, right? Footer for the bottom one. The main section can have subsection, right? That is, you put in section like that. Okay, so these all are the tag for creating a box. You can use for header, you know how to use header, footer, that is okay. Main, and inside the main you can add many sections. Clear? That is all you need. Okay, so what else there, right? Yeah, that is all you need. Okay, so now if I put here heading one, right? Or I will do one thing. Okay, I will just put header. Let's put it here, header. Then you have a main section, that main, and then you can have footer. Simple. So in the header, they all are the block element, right? They all are what? Block element. Block element. What is block means, right? I can let's connect to our CSS and then look at uh, in the real image, right? Link to the CSS. When I will write any when I start any website, just put these three things there: header, main, footer, right? You have CSS dot or star, right? Star margin 0 to reset. Everything will be 0 now, right? Padding, all the padding will be 0, and box sizing, border box. To calculate the width of the box, right? Automatically, okay? By doing this, it will calculate the width of the box to the actual size or actual width of the box, okay? By adjusting the margin and padding. By adjusting the width, right? The width will be reduced if you add some extra margin and padding, okay? Just remember, the width of the box will be always same by just adding this. So you can look at in our the content, right, in the box model here. If you go HTML, I think CSS, in this section, you're gonna have image. Not I will not see here, right, but in the online, okay, you're gonna see that image of the box model, okay. Try to, if you need more details on box model, just look at there. So what I was saying right now, what I was saying is this is all easy, okay. You just add it now, right? Let's look at the header. What I will do, I will just give background color red, add some padding, okay. Inside padding will be inside, right? Maybe I'll just put 5 pixel all around for now. So let's go live view. See, the important part now, right? Very important part is understanding the behavior of the element, okay. So this 5 pixel is very small, right? Let's make it little big. Let's make it a little big. What I will do, I'm just gonna put it side by side, okay. Just imagine this is the screen, and here I will make it 25 pixel, top and bottom, left and right, maybe 5 pixel, just to make it big, right? I must put it pixel here, okay. So see the header, you know what we have to understand, right? Every element is box. If you give some size or some padding inside, right? Padding is what? Inside, and margin is what? Outside. So I can just copy here, right? Same thing, and put it here for header. So I can make this main, and I can make this footer, right? Footer. Okay, save. So you see now three of them there, right? And because of the same color, they all are same. So I will just make this one, and now save, and see, you can see now, right? So the main is in the center, header on the top, footer on the bottom, right? They all are touching each other, okay, because every element is like a stack. In the restaurant you see the stack of table, right? So not table, stack of a plate, okay, stack of plate. So there is on the bottom, then something on the top, and top, like that, right? So the header is on the top, then middle is the main, and the footer is on the bottom, right? See, so the main, that is the padding, is okay. But if you go here, right, and give a height of maybe 600 pixel, see the main expand, right? Main expand to the height of 600 pixel, okay. So What that means is padding is, and now also look at here the CSS we are using, right? Mostly you're going to use background color, padding, you're going to use sometimes height and width also, right? Width, let's not talk about width right now. Talk about the margin now, right? So you have padding is inside the box. Every element is a square box, okay? Padding is inside the box, right? And the margin is what? Outside, right? Margin means just give some margin, right? Keep it margin of the line. I mean, there is a line, just keep it some margin outside so that if you need, you can extend later, right? Means outside of the border, that is margin. Let's give it top and bottom 10 pixel like that. Left and right, I will make it 0 for now. So see, in the main, right, I add top and bottom 10 pixel. So I will increase to 20. So what you have to understand is padding, margin, background color, right? Color of the text, all that. Every element is box. Now what I will do, go back here. In the header, I will say H1 is my logo, right? Logo. And here is the UL tag, or I can call it nav like this, right? This is semantic box. And inside here, I'm going to create the link item. So either I can just put a tag like this, right? I mean, you can create anywhere, does not matter. Home page. Let's make it this couple of times. About page, or you can use ul and li and a tag. You can do combination of any, does not matter. Okay. About page, maybe gallery, then contact, like that. Fine. This is right. So h1 is the logo and nav right here. Header is the parent. Okay. So first, maybe I want my header little bit big. Save this, right? You see now there in the header. Okay. It grow because we added the content, right? That's fine. So you can select now here and you say top and bottom 20 pixel, fine, right? You can remove, if you don't need, you can remove the background or just change this to different color, right? Little bit, let's make it something like that. Okay, save. Yeah, now you need your text to be white, right? Control Z. So you can play around. Color need to be white. Good, fine. But a tag, because there is a tag that is inline element, right? You cannot change, so you have to put it in the a tag itself. But what I can do now, the flex is important now, right? You understand what is padding, margin. Every element is a box. Even this heading one is a box, right? Heading one is a box element also. Right now it is running from left to right. How? I can show you now, right here. That's one, and I can give a background color of red. And look at that. It's just running from left to right. It's taking the whole space, right? But if you bring something in the same line, that will, this heading will shrink. I mean, it will just shrink, right? So if I go back here and I say display in header flex, look at that. Soon I do the flex item now, right? The child will be shrink to the smallest content size. Clear? So that's how you understand, what happened when you apply flex to the parent. In HTML, you have a heading one and nav, right? Two things. Heading, that's why in the header I apply display flex, and these two items get in one row. So now I can even go to this, I can select this nav and I can make all this in one row also, right? They are already in one row. Why? Because of the a tag. A tag is inline element. Okay, a tag is already inline element, right? So inline element will always fall in the same line. like image, a tag, these are inline element. Heading 1, nav, they are block element, right? Block element always occupy complete width of the parent. So that is all you have to remember, right? Just try to remember the padding, like padding, margin. What is padding? What is margin? Right? Just think of, oh, every box, there is a box, right? I want space on the top or bottom. That is margin. Top or margin bottom or margin left, right, things like that. Padding is inside that element, okay? Okay, so now we have that, right? Let's say I want to move these things on the right side here. So header, display flex, how you do that? First is align item, right? Align item center, that is vertical center, okay? And justify content. I mean, let me save now, right? See, they all get in the center. And now justify content is horizontal movement. So you can do flex start, in, between, right? So justify content, space between, okay? There are 4 or 5 property, right? Like start, in, between. So I can make space between and they will move from each other, right? Look at that. So let's fix this a tag, okay? It does not look good. So a tag, when you have a element, right, you always do the color. If you have to do the color there, white. You change the font size, right? Font size, make it maybe how much? Let's make it 24 pixel. Okay, save. Yeah. The underline text decoration, that is text decoration, right? Text decoration will be none, right? No, I don't need underline, so remove. Fine. Now this element is child of nav, right? Nav, remember that nav. You can do here display flex, and you can add a gap of maybe 24 pixel. See, nice. So we learn. So see, the same process apply to every places, right? If you understand the flex box, like parent and child, same technique everywhere. Okay, that is one thing you have to understand. The next one, let's say, I mean, about the flex, right? Let's talk about the flex more. Okay, so one more thing we do is like container. Why we need container, right? Always, because we don't want. Okay, let me first remove this red one. I don't need red. I'll just make it maybe font size little big. Let's 48 pixel, right? Like that. Okay. We always need like our content in the center, right? Center of the page. How you do that? So we create like general container, right? Called dot container or maybe wrapper, like that. So we give it width of the 90% of the page, right? Or screen 90% of the page. Okay. And then what happened when you apply 90%, right? What happened? Okay, let's give background color. Try to understand, because maybe we have done the wrapper always and maybe you're thinking, I don't know what happened there, right? Let's give it orange or maybe red. Okay, this wrapper, I'm gonna go to the head section, head, right? And then here call the div, wrap everything inside. See, you have to think about the box, right? The box which will move everything. Now the div, this div is going to move everything inside the header. And here I will say class name of wrapper. Okay, now look at that. See, this red box, this is a wrapper box. It is 90%. It is what? 90% of the parent element, parent like screen, right? 90%. So that's why you see 10% on the right side, because it become 90. Something start from the left, everything start from the left side, right? Go 90%. But how we can put this in the center? so that this space on the right side divide left and right equally. How you do that? That is important, right? This they're going to ask you in the interview. Okay, how you center the content, right? Anything, how you center, or any div, box, any element also you can apply with anything. Okay, so margin, this space is what? This space is outside of the red box. Outside is always what? Margin. So you can say margin, top and bottom is 0, left and right auto. Auto will put that in the center. Means center means what? The space that 90%, sorry, 10% remaining space divide between two different sections on the left and right, 5%, 5%. So that was the wrapper, always what we use, right? But what we have done extra here is like we give max width. What we're saying is if the box or the screen is very large, right? Maybe like 40 or 100-inch something TV, you don't want 90%. I mean, 90% will be very big, 90% of large is still large, right? In that situation, this container will be maximum of, let's call it 1200 pixel, maximum 1200 pixel. That's it. So if I grow this, right, that is 1200 pixel. Look at that in the center. Okay, maximum is 1200. If I don't put 1200 right here and remove this 1200 or comment that out, let's comment that out. So now this is 90% right now. It's stuck in the 90%. But I said when you go to the large screen, the wrapper must be maximum of 1200 pixel. So we giving some like check right here. So now this is 90%. Now you see these things go down. Why? Because we have changed the parent element, right? Something we have done here. So look at before, the header was the parent for this and this, correct? But now we have a wrapper, right, which is the parent of this and this. So you can maybe add here, maybe let's call it a row, something like that, or maybe flex. No, let's call it row, right? That's fine. And here, just below the header, dot row, and you can no more. You can have flex. It's okay, right? Flex center, but just copy this whole thing and put it here, right? I mean, you don't need this one now. Justify bit, you don't need, right? So you can still get the same behavior now, right? So I will remove the container. I mean, if I go back now, right? Let's go back here. Even in the main section now, you're gonna have like, you want to center out everything, right? So you put here class, maybe container, wrapper, that is wrapper. So wrapper, correct? So let's say in the main you have a maybe heading 1, right, or heading 2, and we are learning responsive design, right? Something like that. See, the wrapper box start in the center, right? Because we already have given the, I mean, this heading 2 is inside the wrapper div, right? So wherever that wrapper box go, everything inside will move along with, right? Child will always move with the parent, migrate, right, with the parent. Okay, so heading 2 stick inside the wrapper. Clear? What I will do, I will remove, I mean, it's okay, right? Now whatever you put here will be stay within the wrapper. Let's say I want to have one section, right? Section element, and that section is a parent, and it can have, let's call it 3 box. Okay, let's experiment with the div flex again. three box, right? Inside three div. So there is a, each div has heading 2, call it box 1, and then have a paragraph, right? Okay, one paragraph. This is box 1, 2, and 3, correct? If I save, you see that box 1, 2, and 3. And because div is the block element, they will always stick on the top of each other, right? How? So let's do one thing. I will remove the red box from here. Okay, I don't want that. What I will do is maybe put, I mean, you get the point now, right? There is a wrapper. Okay, this wrapping everything. So we're gonna style this whole thing now. What I want is, I want this one in the center, or we can change the background also, right? Let's remove the background of the main. Just change that one. For now we don't need background. Let's keep it white. Simple enough. Good. So also remove height. We don't need height. Let's be the natural size, right? Padding, if you want, you can increase top and bottom maybe 50 pixel. That's good. A margin you don't need, right? You don't want margin. Let's leave it. Okay. Now if you give background color here, background color of maybe aqua white. Let's see that it looks like that because there is no margin. It's just touching the header section and the footer section. But now I want to style this, right? I want this in the center and then have space on the bottom. So I will target that element. I will look for that. That is, look at here. See, this is a section. This is outside of the section. It's just outside of section. I mean, if you go back here and if I say section, you can give class name or just call the, because there is only one section right now. I can you know, okay. Just give border. Now let's give a border of 5 pixel, solid orange. Save. So look at here, right? This is the section, okay, and it is, the other one is just the heading 2 is just outside of section. So I can make the heading 2 on the center. So I'll just say heading 2, and I say text align center, right? I can do that. So it just move in the center of its parent box. Who is the parent? The wrapper, right? Is that wrapper, or who is the parent for that? Yeah. So it is just inside the wrapper, and then you have section, right? Wrapper has two children, heading 2 and section. Fine. I want some space on the bottom and also change the color. So I say color of my text will be purple, maybe like that. And I want to have font size, make it little big of 36 pixel, and have margin on the bottom. Now I want space on the bottom, right, of maybe 20 pixel. Save, and you see it looks something like that. And because there is many heading 2, they all change to purple, right? Look at that, and they all go to the center. Yeah. So how you gonna fix that? If you don't want these things to be taking this class, then how? So easy, just come here and you're heading to give a class name, like maybe let's call it main s2, right? Like that. Clear? And then here we say dot main dash s2 and save. So that is all applied, right? So still we have not enough space on the bottom, right? Margin bottom, is that margin? Oh, I give margin top, sorry guys. Bottom, save. So you see the space now, right, on the bottom. Okay, let's work on this one now. So I want all this having 3 box and in one row, right? How I can do that? Always when you have multiple boxes, you always use flex box. So display flex, right? So now there is 3 box. Look at that, and you can have a gap between them. So you can put a gap of maybe 20 pixel. You can do that, right? So there is a space between all of them. So see, there is a div, right? Either you can give a class name or maybe section div, right? Okay, let's give a class name here. Just give a same class, right? Class of maybe column call, like that. So I'll just copy that and close it. Okay, so what we can do is section, that's fine, but I will just select dot call, and I want to just style something, right? Maybe I want all the heading to inside the call in the center. So heading to call heading to, and give it text align center, right? You want space below. Okay, let's change the color of the heading to, right? Color orange. Okay, we want to have margin bottom of maybe 20 pixels. Save and look at that. So they all just in the center and all that, right? You can change the font size, so you can have font size of 36 pixel. Yeah, little big. Okay, let's make a call, give a border, right? Dot call, and or maybe background color. Let's make a background color of what color? Aqua, right? That is okay. So they all looks like this. You want to have some padding inside that, like some space, like some gap inside all around. So that is padding, maybe 10 pixel, right? See, so there is some space all around the box, inside the box. You want to make the font size little large. How you can do that? So just make a font size here, right? Or you can say dot call paragraph, like that, and font size, make it 26 pixel. So they all grow like that. See, right? You can maybe make this more big if you want. So that is heading to font size. Let's make it 46 pixel, right? So you can see now. I can remove now, right? I can remove that section border. So that is where here section has border here. You can remove that out. So it just look nice, something like that. See, you want to have some corner like radius, right? So that is border radius. So they are the box column, right? Call box. Okay, the div, 3 div. So here you can go and border radius maybe 10 pixel, right? Let's make it 10 pixel. And you can, sorry guys, so look at that, you know so that's how, right, things work. I mean, you just have to select one section and work on, right? So the only thing you need to understand is the flex and how it works, and how you're going to just put content, right? Always heading 1, heading 2, paragraph, some list items, things like that. That is all you're going to do, right? Even in the footer section, what you will do, you're just going to add something, right? Paragraph maybe, and then add there, like a in the footer. If we have footer section here, you just p tag and copyright, something like that. uh, you want to have some icon, just put it maybe copy. Where is copyright? Right, and then 2024, you know whatever, right? www something. Okay, now you have text like this. You want to center, so footer, just go here, right? Here is a footer. Now you're gonna change the color to white. When you give something to the parent, right, if the element is not the inline element, this that color will be applied. Okay, and then text align to center, so all the text will be in the center, right? And even you can change the font size here also, like font size to maybe 21 pixel, like that. And see, that's how it looks, right? So what we learned, right, you just have to take each section. I mean, I think the challenge, all the challenges, if you do properly, right, all the challenges, just do it properly. That will help. You must focus on a few. I mean, look at here, only few CSS, like back, what is here? If you look at anywhere, right, I mean, just margin, padding, color, background color, padding, border radius, and flex, always you're going to see the same thing. Okay, right, always same. You just have to understand the block element, inline element, the main HTML tag, right, what you will be using always for the text, a tag, image. I mean, span, why span, right? This is inline element. Okay, if you look at, let's say I want this, right, this to be different color. So how I can do that? In the middle of h2, I just put a span tag here, span tag, right, like that. And I will put this inside. Because span is inline element, it will not affect the structure of this h2. But I can give a class here, right? Maybe I have 100 span, but it's okay, call it span 1. Now I go back here and I say dot span 1, color is blue, right, whatever. Okay, let's do it. Now look at here, I just effect that part, right? So the span is useful in that situation. Okay guys, so anyone, you have any question now? Let me pause here.